The country music legend who gave us the Bakersfield Sound had sons who rarely saw him growing up due to his constant touring schedule. While one son followed in his footsteps only to walk away from fame, another built a broadcasting empire, and the third disappeared from public view entirely. Buck fathered at least 8 children, but only publicly acknowledged 3. Here's what really happened to Buck Owens's children. Buddy Allen. Allen Edgar Owens. Buddy Allen Owens made one of the most surprising decisions in country music history when he walked away from a promising recording career at the height of his success in 1978 to attend college and focus on his family. The eldest son of Buck Owens and Bonnie Owens, and stepson of Merle Haggard, Buddy had everything going for him in the music industry, but he chose a different path that shocked Nashville and his fans. Born Allen Edgar Owens on May 22, 1948, in Mesa, Arizona, Buddy grew up surrounded by country music royalty. When his parents divorced and his mother married Merle Haggard, young Buddy moved to Arizona with his mother and new stepfather, gaining exposure to even more musical influence. Despite this incredible musical pedigree, Buddy initially showed more interest in rock music, forming a band called The Chosen Few when he was just 14 years old. His transition to country music came in his late teens, and by 1968, he had landed his first recording contract with Capitol Records. That same year, he scored his breakthrough hit with Let the World Keep on A-Turnin', a duet with his father that reached number 7 on the country charts. The success was immediate and substantial, proving that musical talent truly ran in the family. Buddy's career gained momentum throughout the early 1970s as he toured with his father's All-American show and became a regular performer on the television variety show Hee Haw. His solo career flourished with hits like When I Turned 21, which was co-written by his stepfather Merle Haggard, and Santo Domingo in 1970. In late 1970, he teamed up with Buckaroo lead guitarist Don Rich for Cowboy Convention, which became another top 20 hit and earned him the Academy of Country Music's Most Promising Male Artist Award. For 8 years, Buddy Allen remained signed to Capitol Records, releasing 4 albums and charting 8 singles in the top 40 on the Billboard country charts. He appeared regularly on Hee Haw alongside his father, and had built a solid foundation for what could have been a long and successful recording career. Industry insiders and fans expected him to continue following in Buck Owens' footsteps and potentially become a major country star in his own right. However, in 1978, Buddy Allen made the unexpected decision to retire from the music business entirely. His reasoning was deeply personal. He wanted to attend college and, more importantly, be closer to his children following his divorce. This decision represented a complete departure from the entertainment industry that had been his entire world since childhood. After leaving his recording career behind, Buddy transitioned into radio broadcasting, working as a music director at local stations in Tempe, Arizona. His expertise and dedication in this new field quickly became apparent as he was voted Billboard Music Director of the Year, an impressive 4 times. This achievement demonstrated that while he had stepped away from performing, his understanding of music and the industry remained sharp and valuable. Unlike many children of famous performers who struggle to find their own identity outside their parents' shadow, Buddy Allen successfully carved out a completely different career path while maintaining his connection to music through radio. His decision to prioritize family over fame proved that not every talented musician chooses the spotlight, and that sometimes walking away from success can lead to a different but equally fulfilling kind of achievement. Michael Owens. Michael Lynn Owens followed a completely different path from his older brother, choosing the business side of the music industry over performing and ultimately building a broadcasting empire that rivaled his father's entrepreneurial success. Born on March 8, 1950, to Buck Owens and his first wife Bonnie Campbell, Michael grew up watching his father transform from a struggling musician into one of country music's most successful businessmen. Lessons that would serve him well in his own career. Unlike his brother Buddy Allen, who initially pursued recording success, Michael showed early interest in the behind-the-scenes operations of the music business. His career in radio began in 1965 when he started as a janitor and weekend announcer, demonstrating the same work ethic his father had shown during his own rise to fame. Within just 2 years, Michael had proven himself capable enough to become a full-time announcer, showing his dedication to learning every aspect of the broadcasting business from the ground up. From 1969 to 1974, Michael served as associate producer for a syndicated country television show, gaining valuable experience in television production during the height of his father's hee-haw popularity. This role gave him insight into how the entertainment industry operated on a national level, knowledge that would prove invaluable as he advanced in his career. In 1974, at just 24 years old, Michael took on the significant responsibility of becoming general manager of KUZ, KZIN, and KKXX radio stations in Bakersfield, California. These stations were part of his father's growing media empire, and Michael's appointment showed Buck's confidence in his son's business abilities. The position required managing multiple stations simultaneously and understanding the complex dynamics of the radio market in Buck's adopted hometown. Michael's most impressive achievement came when he became vice president and general manager of Owens Broadcasting Company from 1978 through 1999, overseeing a 21-year period of expansion and success. During this time, he was primarily responsible for managing KNIX Radio in Phoenix, Arizona, which became his signature accomplishment. Under Michael's leadership, KNIX consistently ranked as the #1 country music station in the Phoenix market, one of the largest radio markets in the United States. The success of KNIX under Michael's management was remarkable, as the station won numerous prestigious awards from the Country Music Association, the Academy of Country Music, and Billboard magazine. Perhaps most notably, the station received the Marconi Award for Excellence in Broadcasting, which is considered one of the highest honors in the radio industry. These achievements demonstrated that Michael had inherited his father's business instincts and ability to understand what audiences wanted. Michael's entrepreneurial vision extended beyond traditional radio when he helped launch the Real Country satellite radio network, which, at its peak, included more than 160 affiliate stations across the country. He also started a monthly publication called Country Spirit, showing his understanding of how to diversify within the country music industry. His contributions to broadcasting were formally recognized in 2017 when Michael Owens was inducted into the Arizona Broadcasters Hall of Fame, cementing his legacy as one of the most influential figures in Southwestern radio history. Johnny Owens. Johnny Owens represents perhaps the most private and mysterious of Buck Owens's publicly acknowledged children, having deliberately chosen to stay out of the spotlight that surrounded his famous father and musically successful brothers. Born in 1956 to Buck Owens and his second wife, Phyllis Buford, Johnny grew up during the height of his father's career, when Buck was dominating the country music charts and becoming a household name through the television show Hee Haw. Unlike his older half-brothers Buddy Allen and Michael, who both found success in the music industry through performing and broadcasting respectively, Johnny's relationship with the family business remained more complicated and distant. While his brothers were often featured in family discussions about Buck's career and appeared at various industry events, Johnny maintained a much lower profile throughout his childhood and adult life. During his father's most successful period in the 1960s and 70s, Johnny was coming of age in a household that was dramatically different from the one his older brothers had experienced. By the time Johnny was born, Buck Owens had already achieved significant wealth and fame, meaning Johnny grew up with privileges his brothers had not enjoyed during Buck's struggling early years. However, this also meant growing up with a father who was increasingly busy with television commitments, touring schedules, and business ventures. Johnny did make an attempt to follow the family tradition of involvement in music when he formed a band called Buck Shot, a name that clearly referenced his father's legacy while attempting to establish his own musical identity. The formation of this band suggested that Johnny possessed musical interests and perhaps talent inherited from his father, but unlike Buddy Allen's well-documented recording career, very little information exists about Buckshot's activities, success, or longevity. The band's name choice was particularly interesting because it connected Johnny to his father's legacy, while also suggesting a desire to make his own mark in the music world. However, Buckshot never achieved the kind of recognition or commercial success that might have brought Johnny into the public eye in the same way his brothers had experienced. Whether this was due to lack of commercial appeal, Johnny's own preferences for privacy, or other circumstances remains unclear from available records. Throughout his adult life, Johnny has maintained an extremely private existence compared to his brothers, who both remained connected to the music industry in various capacities. While Buddy Allen continued performing occasionally, and Michael built his broadcasting career, Johnny seemed to deliberately avoid public attention and media coverage. This choice set him apart from many children of famous performers who often seek to capitalize on their family connections. Johnny did maintain family relationships, as evidenced by his attendance at his father's memorial service in 2006, following Buck's death from heart failure. His presence at this significant family event showed that despite his private nature, he remained connected to his family during important moments, even when it meant appearing in public settings where media attention was likely. The lack of readily available information about Johnny's current life, career path, or personal circumstances reflects his successful efforts to maintain privacy in an age when celebrity family members often find themselves subject to intense public scrutiny.